Hello, everybody, welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator, hello, everybody, welcome. Rosa Psychic Investigator. So, good to see you guys on Saturday, it's February 7th. I was making a pretty long list of all the stuff that's happening, that's coming out. So, let's start with something really interesting, which is that the Republicans, of course, are going after the Clintons, as they always do. And Bill Clinton and Hillary want their testimony to be public instead of behind closed doors. So I thought it was really interesting because of their defiance. And we know that Bill Clinton is in these files, or he's definitely been to the, like, there's his name in the flight records or whatever, right? But other than that, we don't know. And I think it'd be really interesting to see what do they have, right? So I just want to find out more information. All right. So let's get started. So here we have Clinton's call for their Epstein testimony to be held publicly. Bill Clinton says closed-door depositions would be akin to kangaroo courts, as Hillary Clinton says they have already told House Committee what they know. And this is directly from Bill Clinton's Twitter account. I will not sit idly as they use me as a prop in a closed-door kangaroo court by a Republican Party running scared. If they want answers, let's stop the games and do this the right way. In a public hearing where the American people can see for themselves what this is really about. So let's ask for protection. I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay, so let's go. Hey, let's go. Now, so the question I wrote here is why? Like, why are they calling for this testimony to be public? What is going to happen, and what do they have? Like, thought it was interesting because, of course, they always try to blame the Clintons for everything. So, all right. So let's see why. It's interesting. I see Clinton has what feel like documents, and it has to do with the information that he has on Trump. Wow. And I even see that he has information because, guys, this is a really interesting thing. Wow. Okay. So I see these documents, and somehow I also feel like he knows what happened in both elections, Hillary's election and Kamala's election. But I think I feel like this is the whole thing. It's like, so are they prepared to talk? Wow. So what will they say? I mean, because I see that he has these documents, and it has to do with the relationship between Trump and Epstein, and that therefore Epstein and Russia, because more and more we find that Epstein has very deep connections with all kinds of characters from the Russian uh, services. Okay, so so Clinton have evidence, the anti-democratic project, and how they were used as scapegoats, right? So he's saying he has a lot of information about him, about Trump. And I see that both think that because democracy has already broken down, They shouldn't hold back. Why should they abide by the contract that they should keep the information private, right? Because they receive, I feel like they receive briefings. And so they're like, you know what? We have information, and this is the information we have. And it's not just the information itself, but they have enough information on, and I see that the existence of the tapes. That's what I get too. Wow, wow. And the thing that I wanted to tell you, I don't know, because it's like sometimes honestly I said things and I forget because it's so intense how the information comes. But I get, because it's coming back to me, so I'm being kind of told whenever. I always tell you guys, right? Whenever something returns, it means it's true, or like they want me to say it. So I got the initial impression. I was like, I was sort of startled by it and almost confused. I got the impression that they heard this information in briefings. Like, you know how former presidents receive, I think they received some information. Remember how Trump, oh, that's right, prevented Biden from receiving the information, but he didn't prevent the other presidents. So they have information on all kinds of things that have happened, and nothing was done. And that's what they plan to talk about. So, wow. So is it going to happen? Are they really going to talk? Are they going to go to Congress, privately or not? What is going to, I see that the Comer guy is very uncomfortable because, right, they're not going to allow themselves to be used exactly as pawns in this public thing. And in this private thing, I mean. And so I think they plan to talk about it in public and unmask the whole thing because they know. And it shows me, all guys, wow, this is really turning into something interesting. So it shows me, like, think about it. Other presidents have it. And have you noticed, guys, I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. Have you noticed how George Bush has never criticized, I don't think he has, right? Criticized Putin since forever that I remember. Number one. Number two, we know that Russia, when they hacked the Democratic emails, they also hacked Republicans. And it's telling me, yes, Rosie, Russia knows that what happened in the whole Brooks Brothers thing was not democratic. I think that George Bush, the younger, right? Something happened in the election. And I think it means that that's why I think that he keeps quiet. Let me ask. Yes, they're saying yes. Because what I'm getting here is that if Bill Clinton has received these briefings, so have the other former presidents, including President Obama. So, and George Bush, right? But I think President Obama has been saying a lot of things, but he can't do, there's not that much that he can do, right? So, President Clinton, because I think, wow, it tells me he has terminal cancer. I'm getting. And he had cancer, right? But he's saying that it's metastasized, or like he knows he doesn't have that much longer to live. And that's telling the truth. He thinks that's what he can do. Okay. So, wow, wow, wow. So, guys, it's one of those days and I'm like kind of shocked by everything, even though it shouldn't be, right? But I'm just like, wow. So, I don't know, even though I'm kind of like at a loss for words. So, let me try to process this. So okay, so I was saying that Comer was startled and like doesn't know how to react. Is there going to be a testimony? Is this going to happen? Or is there going to be some things that could happen? I feel like they really want to schedule this. Is it going? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that it will happen because I see that they're scared of what Clinton knows already. Okay. So, okay, so even though I saw like him, he could testify. I just think that it might not actually happen. I think they have it scheduled. I don't know. Honestly, guys, I don't know. I can't tell you exactly if it's going to happen or not. I think it may drag down, and I just I see the Republicans completely paralyzed. This guy, the Comer guy. Hmm. And that Trump is pushing for it because, as we know, whatever his crimes are, he pushes onto others. And he knows that this stuff is getting ready. I mean, he feels that suffocated, Trump does. And he has to blame it on other people. That's how he gets off on this. So, oh, I protect Hillary and Bill. Even if he's in the EPS files, if they could at least tell the truth. I have a question. Does Hillary know that Kamala won? Say yes. Everyone who's been in the government knows that there's something strange about the way how quick the files or not files. I'm sorry, the votes were counted. So wow, wow. So here, remember, this is the mutilated courts. Okay, so wow. So what is going to happen? I feel like still going to be a little bit of negotiating for this to happen, but I don't know that it will happen for sure. I'm honestly on the fence about this. It could go either way, and it could also be that the chaos of the files is going to, and it tells me, Rosie, there's more that's going to come from these files that hasn't come out yet, quite yet. So, okay, wow. So that could come to derail this whole thing. I have a question. So, Grant and I have seen uh, that the military would do something, uh, probably have Trump be removed or something, like somehow be involved in the removal, or tell him like we have the evidence that you work for Russia, step out, blah blah blah. But the files themselves show the depth of the relationship between Russia and Epstein, and therefore Trump. Right? We know that lawmakers are going to see the unredacted versions of these files, but is that the thing that will take him down? I know I've seen that it would not be the thing necessarily. It would be the Russia. No, I was saying yes, he's still going to be pushed in as the desperation grows further and further. He's going to want some sort of military move to help Russia, I think, still. Because it's saying it's not over yet. We have this rat that's stuck in a hole. And I know, remember that my experience seeing a rat stuck. It's real. So, wow. So sit tight. And it shows me to eat popcorn. Sit and s- sit down and wait because stuff's going to happen. Well, it tells me next 2, 3 weeks are going to be extremely dramatic. But it also feels like there's a possibility of things collapsing. So by then, okay. What a time to be alive. And they're telling me, in other words, it's okay to share a video like this that feels, it's not exactly confusing, but it's like so much in one thing, right? So, because I just say, just let yourself speak. Don't try to organize it too much because that's how the information's coming. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go and talk to you soon. I'm going to make another video.